Welcome back, it's me Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. And today from Hasbro, we are featuring Cyborg Spider-Woman. So this action figure is from the upcoming Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse animated feature. Recently, they released a new trailer for the movie, and it looks fantastic. And I love the graphic design on this box art. We see Spider-Gwen, we see Miles, and in the background you see Spider-Man 2099 against the New York skyline. Beautiful looking action figure. All right, so this action figure, it's not aimed at adult collectors. It's not a premium collectible. It's more so a toy intended for children, and it kind of has a fun, exciting play feature, which is depicted right here. You squeeze the legs together, and then it causes her gun turret to spin around. And they even make a point to highlight the fact that this is plastic-free packaging, because like most toy companies, they're concerned about the environment. I believe I bought this figure for, I think, $14 or $15 at my local Target. It seems like a little bit too much. If this figure came out maybe like 4 years ago, something like this probably would have retailed for probably, I don't know, $10 to $12, but with like inflation and all other crazy things, all toys across the board are seeing price increases. This style of action figure, it's kind of like in line with Hasbro's other budget Spider-Man figures. For example, you might have seen this style of action figure at your local Walmart or Target. They're all kind of roughly within the same scale, I want to say. But the quality, it's on par with these guys. You're looking at something that's more focused on having a playable action feature and less focused on articulation and paint application. But that's not to take anything away from this style of toys. I'm very fond of this style of action figure. I think they're neat. They're kind of like, it's almost like a small piece of my childhood. For me, not everything has to be about like 22 points of articulation or like photorealistic paint application. Sometimes I just want a really cool toy. And I'm trying to get this tie off of her. It's crazy. I didn't realize this was a her until just now. I thought this was like, some sort of brooding Hulk-like character. I didn't realize it was a female until I read the box. And it says Cyborg Spider-Woman. And on the back, for the little bio, it says Cyborg Spider-Woman is part Spider-Woman, part machine with years of experience and a cannon for a forearm. So, all right, let's examine, before we talk about the play feature, let's just examine the figure up close. Even though the paint application is very minimal, that's not to take away from the sculpting. The sculpting is actually really well done. A lot of the details, like the webbing and like, the paneling and scribing and rivets on the arm, everything here is really well sculpted. You get some really crisp, hard edges, and overall it makes for a really clean looking figure. The paint application, though, is where it kind of hurts it a little bit. It's kind of minimal, and it's not the cleanest either. For example, you can see on the belt, right beneath the pouch, is kind of bleeding a little bit past where it should be. It definitely looks like it could use more paint application because you see all these additional straps and bandages and rivets and leather. And it looked nicer if these details were painted in. If you're a customizer, this would be a fun, weekend project to really spice up. Again, it's kind of a shame that the paint application is so minimal, because a lot of these beautiful details that are sculpted onto the costume, they just go really neglected and overlooked. But as you can see, the sculpting on the webbing, it looks really nice. It's just a shame that, we don't have the paint to really accent it and really bring it to life. So Cyborg Spider-Woman, if you look at the head, kind of has some cybernetics going on. Almost kind of has like a mouthpiece similar to like Darth Vader with the triangle. Has a cyborg eye implant, and the other eye is kind of covered. It's almost like a cyborg eye patch. The left pauldron is covered with these spikes. They almost look like large bullets. And this is a softer, rubbery material, so you could poke an eye out, but at least it's flexible. On the back, you have some chains. The detailing on the cannon looks pretty impressive as well. Again, it's a shame that, that due to the limited amount of paint, it doesn't really bring out all the beautiful detail. The figure does feel a little bit overpriced at $15. Like I said, I think a few years ago we might have paid anywhere between $10 to $12 for, and I'm cool with that, but 15 seems a little bit too much. The reason why I bought it though is because, in all honesty, I thought this was a really cool character design, and I thought it looked really fun. It's so different than like the traditional Spider-Man, especially like if you're familiar with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animated feature. We're introduced to like a plethora of different spider-themed characters. And some of them look very similar to like, traditional Spider-Man. But I like stuff like this where it's so unconventional. In terms of the articulation, again, this is going to be very minimal. I'm assuming the head rotates, and it does. The arms can move. But as soon as you move it, it's going to hit the shoulder pad. There is no elbow articulation, no wrist articulation, no waist swivel. So essentially this is only 3 points of articulation, just the arms and the head. All right, now as for the play feature, simply, you can just raise the arm, and then the legs, I believe you squeeze them together, and then that causes the cannon to rotate. Let's get that in position and in focus. So as you can see, the cannon rotates. It's nice. I think it's a fun play feature, but I think what would really put it over more so is that if it had some sort of like sound effect also. Like maybe if they put in something inside of the mechanism that's almost like the equivalent of putting like a playing card in a bicycle spoke. It'd be nice if you got like some sort of like clicking noise, or maybe something that would like imitate the sound of like machine gun fire, or even like some sort of snapping or a cannon blast. Because it is a cool play feature. I think it's pretty neat how it rotates like that. But at the same time, it just feels like it's missing just that little bit of something extra. And it'd be nice if there was some sort of like audio feedback, when you push this down. Overall, I think it's a fun toy, heavy emphasis on toy. If I had to rate something like this on a scale of 1 to 10, for me, I was going to say an easy 10. The only thing that slightly hold it back from being perfect is that the paint application is kind of limited, but knowing what this is, knowing that it's a budget toy, that's to be expected. The paint application is a little bit sloppy, and I kind of wish it had more to it than just spinning around. Again, like I said, it'd be nice if it actually like made some sort of noise, or even if you push the legs together and just spun around, maybe shoot at least like one projectile or something. So overall, I'm gonna say this thing's probably like 8.5 to a 9. I think it'll be successful for its intended audience. Like I think if you gave any child this Cyborg Spider-Woman action figure, I think they'd have a field day with it. It's a very imaginative take on Spider-Man. Visually, it's very toyetic, and it's just a fun-looking action figure. All right, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.